Welcome to Headphone News, Greater Toronto edition for Monday, December 9, 2024.
Challenges in transforming Scarborough Rapid Transit into a park. City staff in Toronto, Canada, have recommended against building a raised park along the old Scarborough Rapid Transit line. A recent report highlighted major challenges, including legal and financial issues. The Scarborough Rapid Transit, a light rail system, has a 2.5-kilometer section that is no longer needed for transit. Despite this, locals and community supporters are advocating for the park, stressing the importance of green spaces in Scarborough. This proposal is part of ongoing city planning discussions in Toronto, where community needs often clash with budget limits. City officials are concerned about the financial impact of either tearing down the SRT or developing the park. This situation reflects broader trends in urban development, focusing on improving quality of life through the creation of green spaces.
Challenges in youth hockey access in Canada. Hockey Canada has highlighted that many women and children with disabilities struggle to get time on the ice for youth hockey. Programs for newcomers and girls often find it hard to secure ice time against established leagues. This situation shows the urgent need for more inclusive methods in sports to support these groups. Recent discussions emphasize the importance of tackling these challenges to help women's hockey grow and ensure that all players feel welcome. Raising awareness of these issues could lead to better support and funding for inclusive sports initiatives.
Cargojet pursues federal funding for new facility. Cargojet Inc., a Canadian cargo airline located in Mississauga, Ontario, is actively seeking federal funding to create a new aircraft repair center. The company has hired a lobbyist to help them obtain grants, loans, or other financial support from the Canadian government. This facility will support Cargojet's fleet of 41 Boeing 757 and 767 freighter planes and is expected to generate hundreds of jobs in the aviation industry. Recently, Cargojet signed a 3-year agreement worth $160 million, or about 220 million Canadian dollars, with Great Vision HK Express, a company from China, to provide scheduled charter air cargo services. This partnership highlights the growing demand in the e-commerce sector. Cargojet generates around $900 million in annual revenue and employs over 1,800 people across Canada. The new facility is anticipated to improve operational capabilities and strengthen Cargojet's position in the competitive air cargo market.
Winter weather warning for Toronto. Environment Canada has issued a winter weather warning for Toronto, Canada, due to expected snowfall of nearly 5 centimeters. The temperature is forecasted to reach a high of 1 degree Celsius, but it may feel like -8 degrees Celsius because of the wind. Drivers should exercise caution, as roads could become icy and slippery. Winter weather warnings are common in Toronto during the winter months and can impact travel and daily activities. Residents are advised to avoid unnecessary trips and stay informed about the weather. This warning emphasizes the importance of safety during winter conditions.
Toronto police warn about phone scams. Toronto police are warning the public about phone scams where scammers pretend to be police officers. These fraudsters claim to be investigating dishonest activity and often ask for personal information. To seem legitimate, they use fake caller ID. Residents are encouraged to check the identity of callers by asking for their names and badge numbers before sharing any details. Phone scams are becoming more common, targeting at-risk individuals. In Canada, these scams can lead to serious financial losses. Victims should notify local authorities about any suspicious calls. It's important to stay aware and alert to prevent identity theft. For context, 10,000 Chinese yuan is about 1,400 United States dollars, highlighting the potential financial impact on victims.
Rising food bank usage in Ontario. A recent report from Feed Ontario shows that more than 1 million people turn to food banks in Ontario, Canada, with nearly half of them seeking help for the first time. This surge in food bank usage highlights the growing poverty and hunger in the area. Economic struggles, including rising costs and job losses, are driving this crisis. Local groups like Food for Life are facing tough challenges in keeping up with the increasing demand for food assistance. Community support and government programs are vital to tackling these issues. This situation emphasizes the urgent need for long-term solutions to fight food insecurity and help those who are most vulnerable.
3-vehicle crash in Scarborough, Ontario. A serious crash involving 3 vehicles occurred in Scarborough, Ontario, on December 8, 2024. At around 10:06 p.m. the accident happened near Warden Avenue and Ellesmere Road. Toronto police responded quickly to the scene, where one vehicle was on fire. Toronto Fire Services arrived and extinguished the flames. 2 people suffered minor injuries and were taken to a nearby hospital. Investigators are looking into what caused the crash. Road safety is a significant concern in the area, emphasizing the need for everyone to follow traffic rules to prevent accidents. Local officials may review safety measures to better protect drivers and pedestrians.
Subway service disruption at Bloor-Yonge station. On December 8, 2024, subway service on Line 1 and Line 2 at Bloor-Yonge station in Toronto, Canada, faced temporary disruptions. Around 2:45 p.m., a suspicious package was reported at track level, prompting immediate police action. Passengers were cleared from the area as safety protocols were implemented. The package was later found to be harmless, allowing service to restart just before 3:30 p.m. Bloor-Yonge station is a key transportation hub in Toronto. Incidents like this can lead to increased security and greater public awareness about safety in urban transit systems. Such disruptions can significantly impact daily commuters, highlighting the need for quick emergency responses in busy city areas.
Freezing rain warning for areas north of Toronto. A freezing rain warning is now in effect for areas north of Toronto, including Vaughan, Richmond Hill, Markham, Caledon, Northern York Region, and Newmarket. Environment Canada is predicting a weather system that will bring rain and ice starting Monday morning. Expect a few millimeters of freezing rain, which will create icy and slippery roads. Drivers need to be cautious and should avoid unnecessary travel. As temperatures rise above freezing throughout the day, the freezing rain may change to rain or drizzle. If you live in these areas, be prepared for possible disruptions in transportation and power outages. Understanding these weather conditions is essential for your safety.
Celebration in the Greater Toronto Area as Assad's rule ends. Syrians in the Greater Toronto Area, Ontario, Canada, are celebrating the end of Bashar Assad's 50-year rule in Syria. This significant change follows a rapid offensive by armed groups that led to Assad's exile. Amir Fadl, a Syrian refugee who arrived in Canada in 2016, shared his feelings of freedom and optimism for rebuilding Syria. The end of Assad's rule raises important questions about Syria's future and the potential for democratic changes. It also brings renewed hope for Syrian refugees in Canada, who may consider returning to a safer homeland. The Syrian civil war, which began in 2011, continues to cause widespread displacement and humanitarian emergencies. This regime change could impact international relations and the stability of the region. Understanding the complexities of this situation is essential for grasping its significance.
Toronto police search for suspect in cell phone theft. Toronto police are looking for a 29-year-old man named Tyler DeMel in connection with a cell phone theft worth $36,000 USD. This incident took place in a busy retail store at the intersection of Yonge Street and Dundas Street in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The first break-in happened late at night on September 22, followed by another early the next morning. DeMel is described as 6 feet tall, weighing 181 pounds, with black spiked hair and brown eyes. This theft raises ongoing concerns about crime in the city, leading local businesses to consider improving their security. More thefts can result in higher insurance fees and may discourage shoppers from visiting those areas.
Shooting incident in Toronto. A woman in her 30s was shot and killed in Toronto, Ontario, on December 8, 2024. The shooting occurred around 7 p.m. near Danforth Avenue and Jones Avenue. Police found her inside a building and provided emergency care before taking her to a local trauma center, where she later died from her injuries. A man in his 20s was arrested at the scene, but the motive for the shooting is still unclear as the investigation continues. This tragic event raises serious concerns about gun violence in urban areas. Local reactions may include calls for better safety measures and discussions on how to prevent crime. Ensuring public safety remains a top priority for authorities in Toronto. That is all the news for today. Thank you for listening to today's Headphone News. News summary brought to you by AI.